George Ezra, Gold Rush Kid is the third studio album from George Ezra, who I guess is one of the most popular sort of like ballady type singers in the country. Well, not he's pop, but he's not like a pop star. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm going through him and the artists whose music I haven't listened to have been nominated for Brit Awards, because that's coming up quite soon actually, 11th of February. But yeah. Overall, I thought this was a decentish record, to be honest. His last album, Staying at Tomorrow's, there was some good tracks on there, but overall it just sort of, I don't know, it was an alright listen, but nothing special. This, I'd say George Ezra's the musicality on here is a lot better. I can't fault the production really, or the instrumentals, or that sort of side of the album. That is all very good. It's very well done, very clean, very polished, but not too polished in a way. And there is good tracks on here. The Tiger Lily, which was the opening single, is a very enjoyable, catchy pop track. That's good. And there is good ballads on this project, but the problem is there is a lot of ballads on this project, and some of them are very plain. They don't really do too much different. I think the issue is here, this is an album about a relationship that's sort of breaking down and you're missing that person, and it's him, I guess, getting over it in a way. And I think having a thematic theme does benefit this album a bit. But when all the tracks are about this same person, you've got to diversify it a bit. And I feel like a lot of tracks sort of hit similar notes here. I think it stops this album from going from listenable, enjoyable elements to a solid, good pop record. And George Ezra's like not the best singer, so I think his vocally is decent here, but there's not any bad performances here, but you've got things that you need to stand out a bit. And I think while the production is very good here, it does hit similar notes on a lot of tracks, which again, alongside the decent but nothing special singing, the samey lyrics sort of, it holds this album back a bit. I think at the end of the day, George Ezra is never going to be an artist who's going to really take creative risks. He fits a certain demographic. I think he goes for probably the most popular sort of vibe. The most people who will like his music. And I think he's has a successful career doing that. But because he is very sort of good enough, he will always do well, but he'll never quite reach, the heights of some of the most talented people in his lane. Like, as much as I haven't enjoyed Ed Sheeran's most recent material, George Ezra will never make some of the stuff like Ed Sheeran has made, for example, like The A-Team. That's an amazing track. His Plus album's a very good record, and Multiplies as well. George Ezra doesn't have anything unique enough to make a project that good, in my opinion. And I think that's just, at the end of the day, that's what George Ezra is. George Ezra is someone, you have a little sing-along to, a little sort of, oh, this reminds me of that time that relationship didn't work out too. And it fits the demographic. I think George Ezra definitely has something about him. And I think his producers know how to cover his faults a bit. But yeah, this is it's a perfectly fine record. It just doesn't really go anywhere that interesting or that different. I'd say it's probably his best record though. He has improved over his last album. But yeah, maybe his next record will be better. Maybe that will be a good album. I don't know. But George Ezra, that train continues to sail on.